Hi, everybody. Happy lower school assembly virtually. I wanted to take a quick minute to do a little lesson on faith. So I know a few weeks ago we talked about David and Goliath and how David had enormous amount of faith in God to help him face Goliath. Even though Goliath was super, super huge, if you remember Eve, she fell down really awesomely. Goliath was so big, and David had the strength in God to help him with that. So we're going to do another exercise today that kind of shows you about faith. So with me, I have a brown paper bag, and I also have a plastic bag. Okay. And in our brains, we're going to remember that our brown paper bag represents the world, and our plastic bag represents God. So this represents the world and this represents God, okay? And I'm also going to have some water. And it's going to be important to remember that this water represents faith, okay? So we have three things that we have to remember. One, that this represents the world. This represents God. And our water represents faith, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my brown paper bag, which is representing the world, and I'm going to pour water into it. Or in other words, I'm going to pour my faith into the world. And I don't know if you can see this, but it's already dripping. I put not even that much faith in there, and it is dripping. So I'm going to put a plate underneath of it. It's dripping. It is not holding up, okay? Let's keep that in mind, okay? I just put my faith in the world. So that means I might put my faith in other people, or I might put my faith in things that are really far away from God. And my water or my faith dripped all the way out, okay? But now I'm going to put my faith in God. And let's see what happens in this case. I'm going to put my faith in God. And if you notice, it's holding really strong. Nothing is happening. It's holding really strong. There's no leaks. It's holding strong, okay? So I'm going to seal it up, okay? I just put all my faith in God, meaning I might have a problem. Maybe my friend and I just got in a really bad argument, and instead of just thinking, well, I can handle this all on my own, I might pray to God. I might put my faith in God, and He can help me in this situation, okay? So let's remember, if we put our faith in the world, it's going to let us down because the world is imperfect. But if we put our faith in God, He will help us to be strong because He is perfect, okay? It's also important to know that sometimes even when we put our faith in God, everything's not going to go perfectly, right? You might pray to God and the prayer doesn't get answered in the exact same way that you want it to get answered, right? So I'm going to put a hole in it. But if you look at that, it's still not leaking, okay? And maybe something else bad happens because the world is not perfect, but God is perfect. So I'm going to put another hole in it. And look, it's still not leaking. And I put that one right through the water. I put the problem right in there. And this is still holding strong. So this shows us that God is so strong. If we have any problems, we just need to put our faith in Him and He will be right there to help you. It's not always going to happen exactly how we want it to happen. So it's important to know that He has a plan that is so much greater than we can ever know. But if we put our faith in God, He will always be right there to help.